guys, we are Group 5 and today is January 23, 2023 and we are here in National Museum of Fine Arts. Tara, samahan nyo kami.
The National Museum of Fine Arts, in Filipino, Pambansang Museo ng Sining, is formerly known as the National Art Gallery. It is an art museum in Manila, Philippines. It is located on Padre Burgos Avenue across from the National Museum of Anthropology and eastern side of Rizal Park. The museum owned and operated by National Museum of the Philippines. It was founded in 1998 and houses a collection of paintings and sculptures by classical Filipino artists such as Juan Luna, Felix Resurrección Hidalgo, and Guillermo Tolentino. That is all for National Museum of Fine Arts. I hope you learned something new today. Thank you and mabuhay!
A historical painting, it was made by Luna in 1884 as an entry to the Madrid Art Exposition in May 1884 and eventually won for him the first gold medal. The painting symbolized the despair and the countless death of Filipino during the Spanish reign.
Fernando Marcelo was the first Philippine national artist and officially recognized as the Grand Old Man of the Philippines art, renowned for his trademark luminosity and ability to render the iconic provincial Filipina. He painted and sketched more than 10,000 pieces over his lifetime, using natural and backlighting techniques. One of the sample of Marcelo drawings are located at the second floor of the National Museum of Fine Arts, featuring over 100 black and white pencils, ink sketches, and oil studies. The sketches are from the people he saw around, from farmers to city dwellers coping with the Japanese occupation. It can be seen that the figures of his paintings are not finished, but were a mere suggestions of the image.
Men at Work is a painting by Ang Kiyokok, a Filipino artist. It was created in 1979 and is considered one of his most famous works. The painting depicts a group of men engaged in manual labor with bold and angular brush strokes that give the composition a sense of energy and movement. The colors used in the painting are predominantly earth tones, with splashes of vibrant reds and blues. The subject matter of Men at Work reflects Kiyokok's interest in social realism and his exploration of the working class in the Philippine society. The painting depicts the strength of the labor force here in the Philippines. The National Commission for Culture and Arts, or the NCCA, has declared national artist Ang Kiyokok's Men at Work as National Cultural Treasure and important cultural property as a tribute to the Filipino workforce.
The Via Crucis, also known as a Station of the Cross, depicts a series of events that occurred during the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. It is a visual narrative that represents the journey of Jesus from his condemnation to his burial. The term Via Crucis is derived from Latin, meaning way of the cross or way of sorrows. The Via Crucis typically consists of 14 stations, each portraying a specific moment of event that took place during the Passion of Christ. These stations can vary in artistic representation but often include scenes such as Jesus being condemned to death, carrying the cross, and being crucified. The final station usually depicts the entombment of Jesus. Artists have depicted the Via Crucis in various mediums throughout the history, including painting, sculpture, stained glass, and even multimedia installations. This artwork serves as a visual aid for meditation and reflection, allowing viewers to follow the steps of Christ's suffering and sacrifices.
In the fight for Philippine independence, one document played a pivotal role, the Kartilya ng Katipunan. Here are some important details to know about this significant piece of our nation's history. The Kartilya ng Katipunan, also known as the Primer of the Katipunan, was written by Emilio Jacinto, one of the key figures of the Philippine Revolution. It was published on July 7, 1892, and served as the guidebook and moral compass for members of the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society that fought against Spanish colonial rule. The Cortilia emphasized the principles of the Katipunan, such as love for the country, equality, and the pursuit of freedom. It emphasized the importance of unity and the rejection of oppressive foreign rule. Today, the Cortilia ng Katipunan continues to be studied in schools and universities across Philippines, reminding us of our rich history and the sacrifices made by our heroes. It reminds us to uphold the values of nationalism, patriotism, and the pursuit of justice. The Cortilia ng Katipunan serves as a reminder that the fight for freedom and independence is a shared responsibility and that the lessons from our past should guide us towards a better future.
Hi everyone, we're here in Manila City Hall under the Manila Clock Tower.
The Manila Clock Tower, also known as the Clock Tower of Manila City Hall, is an iconic landmark located in the capital city of the Philippines. It was built in 1930 as part of the Manila City Hall complex. It was designed by Filipino architect Juan M. Arellano, who was known for his contributions to the city's architectural landscape during the American colonial period. The tower stands at the height of 33 meters and features a clock face on each of its four sides. Furthermore, the Manila Clock Tower is a recognizable landmark in Manila, reflecting the city's heritage and history. Designed in the Bomax Arts architectural style, it reflects American colonial architecture and serves as a public timekeeping device. The tower has witnessed significant historical events, including World War II, devastation, and the city's resilience. It has been featured in literature, art, and film, making it an integral part of Manila's cultural identity. The clock tower attracts both local and international tourists due to its historical significance, architectural beauty, and central location.
Hi guys, we are here at National Museum of Anthropology. Tara!
The National Museum of Anthropology, formerly the Museum of the Filipino People, is part of the National Museum of the Philippines. Its mission is to preserve and promote the cultural legacy of the Philippines. With a collection of approximately 10,000 artifacts, the museum showcases the diverse cultural heritage of the country's ethnic groups. From weaponry and fabrics to musical instruments and religious tools, the collection is vast. Notable highlights include the San Diego shipwreck artifacts, ancient relics, and zoology divisions, providing insight into human history and the natural world. The museum is a valuable symbol of the nation's cultural heritage, fostering understanding and appreciation.
The Indigenous 500 taon labanang kultural 1521 to 2021 is the newest edition of national artist Kidlat Tahimik's wide array of creation brought to life from his wild imagination. The exhibition, similar to his films, revolves around the war on culture, a battle for the soul of the Filipino legacy. From the tiniest craft to the largest installation, the DNA of Kidlat's Tahimik's work has always been the indigenous. The term indigenous was coined by Tahimik's Ifugao, Mentor Lopez na Uyak, later indigenous by Kidlat, referring to the innate brilliance of the Filipino people, especially the indigenous communities. This is rooted in his concept of sariling duende, which is the little playful elf type to one's culture, unfortunately endangered by the centuries-long colonization in the Philippines, accepting how embedded Western influence is in Filipinos' daily life. Kidlat hopes only to balance this with original and authentic local storytelling through kataas-taasang kaalamang katutubo or KKK.
This is the Laguna copper plate inscription, which was discovered by a quarry company in the Lumbang River, Laguna in 1989. It's composed of 10 lines of finely written characters inscribed onto a copper sheet. It is an official acquittance dated to the year 900 CE, releasing a person of nobility from a gold-related debt. It is the earliest calendar dated historical document in the Philippines. The LCI remains a very important source of information of the cultural milieu of the archipelago during the 10th century. It gives insights of the structures and systems in place at the time, more importantly the Tagalog language and its relation to other languages in the region. Overall, it helps us understand the Philippines' early history and the development of its civilization.
Bulul are carved ancestor figures that were placed in granaries to guard the rice crop. Bulul is both the name of a class of ancestor spirits as well as the carvings that serve as the vessels to house those ancestors. The gravings are usually displayed in their granaries in male and female pairs. This single male figure has been carved with its hands resting on slightly bent knees in a posture typical of Bulul made in the Hapaw region of Luzon. The rectangular mortar-shaped base with a deep groove in the center is also characteristic of Hapaw Bulul. There is a center and firmness to the post that speaks to the ancestral power of this vessel.
This is the Maitom anthropomorphic burial jar, which is the most complete anthropomorphic burial jar found in good archaeological context in Ayub Cave in Sarangani. Containing the remains of a young individual, the burial jar is depicted with male genitalia, small pointed breasts, a navel, and two short arms. The head is unpainted with perforations on the crown that seems to represent the parting of the hair. Its incised lips are colored with red hematite. At the lower half of the urn are two earlocks.
Last stop, National Museum of Natural History. The National Museum of Natural History was constructed as the Agriculture and Commerce Building in year 1940, following Filipino architect Antonio Toledo's late 1930s neoclassical design. This is a museum that exhibits archaeological evidence that was found or made in the Philippines. Additionally, botanical, zoological, and geological artifacts that represent our history are also seen within the galleries. With these specimens, an individual will be able to know and understand an object's significance, especially in the olden days. It was really nice and fulfilling to explore such places that exhibit wonderful things that played an important role in our country's history. May this trip be a reminder to us that if we explore more, we'll know more.